Hey everyone, it's BlueLizardJello and welcome back to the Surge walkthrough. Last time we finished up with the reserve Biolabs, we found Melissa Chavez, who is actually sitting here with us in operations. We did get the BOTECS Power Core, which means we need to now do some backtracking and open up some doors that were previously locked. But before we do that, let's see if Melissa has anything to say.
Well, look who's back. I've told you everything that matters. Bonham and Fox. On the executive floors, they're waiting for this program. But if you've got something better to do than saving mankind, by all means.
I heard Resolve is toxic. That this shit has been poisoning us for years.
There are no absolutes. Just rose-tinted glasses and shades of gray. Resolve does work. Just not fast enough. It's true. We didn't foresee the side effects to be so... extreme. I could have fixed it. I tried. But Barrett was there waiting. More interested in his own advancement. As soon as I stumbled, he was there to stick the proverbial knife in.
I better get going.
And I'd better get back to work. If you have any more questions, you know where to find me.
So it sounds like Dr. Chavez and Dr. Jean Barrett were at odds. One of them was working feverishly to try and save humanity with Project Resolve, and then there was Dr. Barrett, who apparently had his own plans in mind. Now we are actually just running out here because we have two doors that we can open up because we got the BOTECS Power Core. The first one is not going to be too far, and yes, I will be running past most enemies in the Reserve Biolabs unless I am forced to fight them, simply because we don't have a need to kill them. Alright, here is the first one. Insert awkward clip here because I actually forgot to get this item. In this corner, you can run and jump over, land over here to get this item. This is actually an implant that we pick up another one of later on in the episode. Here I tried to actually fight off the drones until I realized, well, all is lost. And eventually I just decided to pick it up. This is the implanted electrode version 2. This is actually an injectable that will allow us to instantly gain some energy if we need it. I'll talk about that more later though when I pick it up. Drone on that, and then just watch out because there are some drones around here. They may have followed me and maybe not. No? Perfect. We can just open up this door then. And inside we get a new Medaxinol Injection, this time V3. And we'll take a look at that just as soon as we're safe. A very, very welcome upgrade since we love to use our Medaxinol. Let's just go ahead and get in the elevator while we go to the next one. We'll take a look at that implant. Medaxinol V3 is going to give us 50 health restored for only 24 energy consumed. Compare that to the 30 health restored with 20 energy consumed. The problem is this takes 4 core power, this takes 8. So we are going to need... okay, elevator doors don't shut when you're in the menu. We are going to need a significant amount of core power in order to be able to use that. But it will be well worth it in the long run. Speaking of core power, I did actually upgrade the suit. We are now at suit level 35, so I did unlock a new implant slot. I can show that to you in just a bit. Oh, you know what? I should probably just take care of this guy. Another hit. And the finish. And might as well use the Medaxinol, and you know what? Well, if we need the med station, we can always top off. So where we want to head is actually that door right there. So we are going to have to go through the flamethrower, which means I should probably kill a couple more enemies just to be safe, including this one. Come on, keep attacking. Alright, get the cut. There we are. Now the next section that we're going to be going in is really going to wrap up the difficulty, in my opinion. So just be prepared. At this point, if you haven't been doing any farming, I would highly recommend it. I highly recommend getting your armor and your weapon or weapons, whichever ones you plan on using, to Mark II. Now, with these enemies, if I didn't mention it last time, one of the easiest ways to deal with them is actually to target their feet. Because you are almost, if you have good impact, you are almost guaranteed to get a stun every time. And that is just going to make your life that much easier. Alright, perfect. There, get the cut. I swear we're not going to spend this much time in the Biolabs. You can see that Even though he's armored, he is just, every time I hit his leg, especially because we have the high impact of the Bloodhound, he just gets staggered. This is going to prove very useful because in the next zone, the flamethrowers and a new counterpart is really going to be the primary enemy. Alright, got all their gear. All we need to now do is go in here. We can take care of this one drone. Oh, we actually do have another robo-dog that I totally forgot about. You gonna make me fight? You are. Alright, volatile Spectre time. Get my Metavoltaic. I had absolutely no stamina left. That was my fault. And the finish. All right. We should be good because that is actually all the enemies that we're going to have to fight, because right here, we can look up at that drone module, have our drone do his thing, and now we can finally get the medicine that Davey's been asking about. This is the Medaxinol Injector. This is an implant, and if you'd like, you can actually keep it and you can use it if you want. The problem is the Medaxinol, it's not exactly the greatest of implants. It does take 28 energy to use, and it reduces your health by 5 every second. But it does actually have the benefit of enhancing the senses, making enemies seem to move more slowly. You kind of get a form of bullet time. It is really effective, but it is not worth the health drain. Instead, just wait a little while longer. We will be able to pick up an implant in the next area that has that benefit without the health drain. So, patience. And that is actually going to do it for the reserve Biolabs, at least for the time being. So at this point, we will actually go and rest up at the med bay just to go ahead and bank our scrap, but after that, we're going to head right back into Central Production B. And you know what, might as well get a couple more levels. Well, one more level. Now, the question is, can I make the Metavoltaic work? Not really, not with this current setup. I would need 2 more core power if I wanted to swap it out. We can wait. Let's hop back on the maglev. I'll see you all back in Central Production B, where something sinister has taken hold.
Next stop, Central Production B, outbound trains.
Back in Central Production B, start making our way back, and all of a sudden something is happening. Once we get a little bit further, we'll actually be prompted to take a look. We have a very large, some sort of automated structure. Maybe this is made to make some of the robots that we see around the factory, or maybe they build the exosuits. Most likely these are actually just building some of the rocket components for Project Resolve. But one thing I do know for sure, that's the next boss. That entire platform is the next boss. We have to find our way up there in order to take down that machine. And it is quite the journey to get there, filled with very dangerous enemies, but even more importantly, really, really good loot. And as we approach, get near the circulation tower, we have some of these enemies in the liquidation armor armed with the flamethrowers taking out some of these deranged exosuit wearing enemies. Now, if you actually step in, you can help them kill the flamethrower guys a little bit faster, but because I waited, now they are basically full health. But just like last time, we are going to target their feet, and I am going to use the dash method. You're gonna see that a lot in this next section because it just truly is the safest way to go. I'm also gonna try and save up some energy so I can practice using this electromagnetic drone. All right, back up, back up. Fighting more than one is very, very dangerous, as usual. And let's see this drone in action. Okay, that is pretty cool. That could be very, very useful for actually pulling enemies, literally pulling enemies. Before, we were just using the infrared blaster in order to get their attention and cause them to pull aggro. But this time, we can actually physically pull them, which is just so cool. I'm actually gonna store a drone charge right now. I'm gonna do that as often as I can in this next coming area. There we go, some good hits. And the finish. Excellent. Use the Medavoltaic to top off. 2 down, many more to go. VNS, I wonder. Sometimes developers will put Easter eggs like that in, and it's because they actually are the initials of some of the team members. That would be pretty cool to find out. All right, drone, would you mind opening this door? Because inside, well, we have a new enemy, but then we have a familiar face, and it's going to be a welcome, even though it's a dangerous face. All right, this guy, we're going to treat him just like we did the flamethrowers. The problem is, we now have to contend with this toxic gas. The liquidation armor is going to help, but it doesn't negate it. There is actually an implant that we can get later that will do that, but we don't have it just yet. If I wanted to, I could use the drone to pull him out of that gas, but I would rather just let it dissipate. Get in. Now, he does some massive melee damage on top of him shooting out these toxic gas canisters, so just keep that in mind. It is not necessarily safe just to rush in because you think he's a ranged character. But we'll get the cut. He's still wearing Liquidator, so we don't have to worry about getting any schematics. Now, before we fight that enemy that you probably did already see... Oh, you're now in a bad place. Okay. He can't really do much to us, but I can't get to him because if we get stuck on that pipe, you will fall to your death. But here is the final recycler bot. Once we kill this one, we will have the 5th shining coin, and we will be able to go use that vending machine. In fact, what's really nice about this area is we will unlock a shortcut later that will put us directly beside it, which is excellent. Back up. Some good hits. He's already about a third of the way down. Just wait for the flaps to open. It would be really nice if I could get enough energy to use the mechanized counterweight. But unfortunately, the Volatile Spectre, it's just so terrible at the energy gain that getting enough to use even a simple injection is probably not in the cards. But that's okay. Just a couple more hits and he's going to go down. Just wait for the flaps to open. There we go. And there it is. They are now defeated. And if you have killed all of them at this point, you will get the achievement Melting Down. But there it is, our 5th shiny coin. We also have another endurance enhancer back there. But if we run back now, we could go open up that vending machine and see what surprises are in store. But like I said, there's a shortcut later on, so it's really not worth it. At least not in my opinion. All right, just around this rocket part. We do have this guy. Now, I'm actually going to try and practice the jump attack again, because I just think that is so cool. Nope, not this one. Come on, I need you to do your big swing for me. Not that. You know which one I'm talking about. Okay. Perfect. I just love it. I love that that's even an option. That will never get old. You know, it's funny, when I reviewed this game and when I first started playing, I actually called the dodge mechanic useless, and now it's one of my favorites. All right, there's some more rig armature and cortical processor. This is Mark III, so now we're starting to get some material that will allow us to upgrade even further. Don Hackett, I'll listen to you in a moment, pal. For now, I'm busy.
Transfer energy
Get another cut here.
Or unit completely recharging it. This is essential in our space operations, where even electrical fluctuations can lead to death or injury within seconds. If you can imagine it, CREO can design it. Although Project Resolve has grabbed most of the headlines, don't forget, CREO consumer products are in millions of homes the world over. What would we do without CREO?
What I really like about that little infomercial, for lack of a better word, is the fact that they show off the inducer, and that's actually some twin-rigged weapons that we'll be picking up in the next zone. Drone sounds like some sort of gang, but over here we have another rig capacitor. We got one of those just in the last area.
Crazy tools.
Right up here, we do have another flamethrower enemy, but before we attack him, we don't actually have to worry about him just for the time being. Get another plasmic regenerator, which, by the way, I am starting to use on another character that I've been running just ahead of this one to kind of refamiliarize myself with some of the zones. I have been using it, and you know what? By golly, is it effective. Knock you down again, back up. Let him do his little close quarters fire. As soon as that's done, oh, nope. Well, unfortunately, I'm losing a lot of energy, so getting the cut might not happen now. Let's see. And nope, we're just gonna get the kill. That's okay. That's all right. We'll work on farming some enemies a little bit later. And then right in here, over to the right, this room is where it starts to get a bit dangerous, and I'm probably going to end up using my drone. In fact, you know what? Actually, if he's gonna walk to me, I'm not gonna waste it. And it looks like he has no problem doing just that. All right. I hate to say it, but this tactic, as cheesy as it might seem, it is definitely working. So let me explain the next steps right before I grab that audio log. In this next room, there are a number of enemies, all in a very smoky, tight room. Fortunately, it is, I wouldn't say easy, but it is possible to pull them at least one, maybe two at a time. So I'm going to open up this door, and then I'm going to go in and start pulling them while you listen to the audio log.
Happy birthday, little brother. Hope you're doing okay. We haven't heard from you in a while. Is work taking over again? I know that added responsibility will take a while for you to get used to. It's not really in your nature to be the boss man. Seriously, though, we appreciate everything you're doing for us. Don't think we don't. You're always in our thoughts and prayers. Mom misses you madly, of course. Her widow pumpkin. We all miss you. Enjoy your party and the cake. You're the best. Love, Peggy.
Fortunately, just a sad little message there. All right. Pull you. Come on. Same thing. If you're ever worried about an enemy being stunned, you can just go for the leg. If you have a high impact weapon, you are almost guaranteed to continually knock them down. Did I really not get anything for that? Interesting. I know it's not a guarantee, but you know, I really thought I was gonna have that. Wow, okay, so 5 left. Well, there's actually 7 in here. I didn't realize there were that many. Oh, just hit a few though. That is not how you pull. That is certainly not how you pull. But if we broke aggro, well, it doesn't look like we broke aggro. It looks like we just confused them. Watch it. The other one sounds like he's coming. And get a cut. There it is. Might as well go ahead and top off with the metavoltaic just because I don't want to lose the energy anyway. Hey, come back. Oh, the Bloodhound. The impact is just so great. I'm not typically a fan of big, slow, heavy hitting weapons. I really like the fast. And in this game, that does still ring true. I mean, I do love the twin-rigged weapons. But at the same time, I'm having a lot of fun with these, especially because you can use them in a rather quick way just by using the dash attacks. Right? Guess we're oh, careful. Tell you what, why don't we drop a a mechanized counterweight? Lots and lots of damage here. Good hit. Grab a cut here. Nearly done in that room. And you know what? The funny thing is, or maybe even the sad thing, is that it's nothing that we even need. In fact, it's nothing unique. It's something we've actually gotten before. You're down. Now, by the way, the tech scrap. I'm actually going to talk about that and its effects on your energy and your injectables once we get just a little bit more. Got me. All right. Back up. And there it is. Lots of energy for that charged overhead attack. There it is. Perfect. Room is now clear. Over here we have the Reclamation Buddy V2. Like I said, nothing we haven't already seen before, but it does stack, so if you want to farm for lots of scrap, that's a way to do it. But here's another audio log.
Irregularities during my last review. There seems to be significant aberrations in the payload dispersal unit. My first course of action was to inform my supervisor, considering the matter closed. But here it is again. It's infuriating. My only conclusion is there are problems down the line. Unless changes have been made and we have not been notified, which is completely unacceptable. But every time I raise the matter, here I am.
Alright, you saw there just how much damage that you can take just from a single melee with these guys. You need to be quick. If you're not keeping them stun locked, you need to get in and get out very, very rapidly. Just like this. And if you can bait this little attack, all the better. Just go ahead and abuse it. Metavoltaic. And there's a kill. Watch it. There is another one just around the corner. You can see his legs. We're actually going to go at him from another way. Because in here we have a flamethrower and the canister launching. But there's also an enemy with the butterflies patrolling. I would like to wait for him. He does go all the way down and around, so it might take just a moment. There he is. Let's get his attention, which is never too hard. And there's that one. Now what I'm going to do here is I am going to, let's see, what kind of range does this have? Pretty significant, I would say. My goodness gracious. Kind of a big fan of that module. Alright, now, problem is, the other guy is definitely going to join in the fight now. That's alright. Play it smart. Oh, he's not, actually. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, got the cut. Perfect. Use those iframes just in case we get too close to that gas. Oh, I want to get the leg. Stay close, but not too close. Watch it. Oh. And, yep, don't forget to use that metavoltaic. And get the cut. Perfect. So we just actually have the one more that we saw around the corner to clear this level. And then we're going to go below. But keep an eye out on that item right there. It's a pretty good item. We want it. And we're going to have to drop down that square once we get just a little bit higher up. Alright, now before we go down, let's go and deal with this guy. Now, I believe he's facing away. He kind of is, yeah. We should be able to actually drop him to his knees. And indeed we can. So that's a couple of good free hits. Dash in, get out. Okay, he's kind of surrounding himself right now, which is not good. I don't really want to... There we go. There's my window. You have to be careful. Oh! Did he just die from his own gas? I think he did. Well, that's interesting. All right. Lots of enemies that are kind of hiding down here. Well, not too many, but they are just the butterfly or titan-wielding enemies, so nothing we haven't fought multiple times before. In fact, you know what? Let's change it up just a little bit. Let's go ahead and use the corroded butterflies. Just for something a little bit different. And there's the kill. Not too worried about the cuts here, especially because the energy gain on the butterflies, ooh, the corroded butterflies especially, is so low. But the combo still can do work. And what do you got for me? Staying nicely topped off with metavoltaic. There's the jump over. My gosh, I just love it. All right. As long as you have 11, you can overcharge this. And again, unless you're doing a base level run, you will have that much. Please don't tell me you're doing a base level already. It's far too early for that. There we go. Some more scrap. We don't want to go up just yet. Right over here, we do have another enemy. You can barely see him. But this door, this is actually the door that we just opened up by using that terminal. Okay, some good damage. And the backflip for the win. Also, I actually did just break this accidentally, but I was going to smash it anyway. This is another drone module, the emergency coolant vent. I have not been able to get this to work properly. Maybe it's bugged, or maybe I just don't know how to use it. This will actually drop coolant immediately in front of the drone, just like those recycler bots will do, and it is supposed to slow down their movement and their attack speed while they're actually in that cloud. I have not been able to get that to work. If you have, please let me know. I'm probably not going to give it another shot, at least just not yet. All right, now before this guy actually gets too much further, I want to, ooh, you know what? I need to switch. I do not want to be rocking the butterflies with these guys. Back up. Good damage. Oh, and wow, that actually counted as a recharge moment for you. So this, even though it actually looks like this might be progression, because we do have some corridors, we have some enemies, this is actually an optional side area. But we just got implanted electrodes V2. Even though this is V2, we actually haven't seen a lesser version. This is an injectable, and when you use it, it'll automatically give you 36 energy. Now, I can foresee some builds down the line of people focusing on high energy gain, high energy usage, and also using some of those that slow energy decay and injectables like this. I don't really have an exact one planned out just yet. If you guys are using this, please let me know exactly how you've seen it and what effects you've actually seen it go towards. But for me, using up an injectable slot just to get more energy when all I need to do is get some combos, not really sure it's worth it.
Mr. Ferguson, CREO is a company with a global reputation to uphold, and the employees under your supervision have not only broken company policy, but also numerous federal laws. Still, as you have repeatedly assured us of their reliability and are willing to answer for these individuals, we have decided not to pursue. But be assured, we will not accept any future transgressions. As a part of CREO's administrative team, we know we can trust you on this matter. There are plenty of good men out there in need of work, something you should also remember. Sincerely, Jay Connolly.
All right, bit of a threatening email just then. You can see that I did take another boot to the face, which is a little bit, oh, watch it, unfortunate. But he's almost dead, and there's the finish, perfect. Nearly done with this little side area here. Now, this guy, I'm going to tell you right now, every time I have come down here, oh yeah, by the way, energized power cell. Every time I have come down here, he is bugged out. Every time, without fail. I cannot lock onto him. He is aggressive, but I cannot get the target to work. So just keep that in mind. Even after I've already started attacking, it doesn't work. At least not for me. Back up. And there we go. Get the cut. Deal with him. And you can actually see where we are. This is where we first entered into the circulation chamber. Okay, what just happened? You see how I just got my energy bar completely refilled? That is because I got enough scrap to warrant another suit level. Every time you're out in the field and you're going about your business, every time you fill that bar, you will get one of two things from what I've seen. If you don't have an injectable selected, or if you don't have a finite injectable selected, you will get a full energy bar. If you have something like the Vital Boost, if you have something like the Vital Injection or the Plasmic Regenerator, you will actually gain another usage of it. So if you know you're getting close to leveling up your scrap or getting to that point where it would level up, go ahead and switch to either your injectable or leave it off so you can get the energy. It's up to you. Right. Let's go ahead and open up this door. And this may not be immediately apparent as to where we are, but does this look familiar at all? In fact, if we take a look, I don't want to go too high because there are some enemies. We take a look right up there. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a bridge spanning from right to left. if we were to follow that bridge to the left, that would actually bring us back to the original med station in Central Production B. Very, very cool level design. Absolutely adore it. But we're not ready to call it quits just yet. So, doing some backtracking here. Running all the way back through here. Now, there is a med station, now there is a first aid station coming up. So if you've been taking a licking, just understand that you can get a complete refill in just a few moments. In order to get there, all we need to do is go back topside. This whole floor is clear. Now, we cannot get in these rooms. Unfortunately, I'd really like to take a look and see what in the world was going on in there. There's blood, pieces of drones, fire extinguisher, some writing on the wall. Truly, truly creepy and terrifying stuff. But here's the first aid station. We are not in need, so we're going to go ahead and leave it. By the way, that was some... Even though it showed up as tungsten alloy, this is another Fenris, the one-handed axe. So if you didn't pick that up in the Biolabs, you can go ahead and get a Fenris here. And... careful. I don't want to actually deal with this guy up on that platform. There's just too much going on. So if at all possible, I will lure him down onto the stairs. Not that I really love fighting on stairs, but at least he would be alone. Back up, back up. And actually, unfortunately, the elevation is not working in his favor. Well, unfortunate for him. Not so much for us. Right, he is dealt with. We have the enemy with the Titan coming up. Make sure no one else is coming down. And you know what? Just rush in there. I would like to have some fun with this guy. Oh my gosh, that combo is just so much fun. And then that cut when you slide under his arm. Too good. Too good. That is some more Mark III upgrade material. Excellent. We are getting closer and closer to being able to go to Mark III. Now, this next room does have a number of enemies, but if you're smart and you're careful, you can pull them one, maybe two at a time, but just use the techniques we've been using in order to deal with them, especially going for their feet. Well, maybe ankles. And you guys just patrolling back and forth? Nope, you are. You are on to me. That's okay. What we're going to do is we're actually going to get over these crates. So if you remember how to jump, just sprint and then left analog stick. Don't try to get on these crates. I have not found any reason to get up there, and every time I've tried, I overshoot it, and then I drop down there. I have survived it, not typically. Auto Aid V2, that is the implant that allows us to get health automatically regenerated whenever we are low on health. Another security door, nothing we can do there, even though it is chock full of goodies. We'll get there momentarily. And as I start to pull the enemies, you can listen to this next email. This one is actually fairly intriguing.
You've got to knock it off. I told you last time they're watching everything we do here. Stupid stuff like that may be amusing to you, but I worked hard to get my position. And I don't want to lose it over some co-worker's attempted humor.
All right. Oh. Unfortunately, that fire right there was invisible. Nothing I could do there. Get the hit. Oh, gosh. I don't know if that was worth it. It was a fun little slide move, but took a lot of damage in the process. The other one did break. Well, nope. I thought he broke aggro. He did not. That's all right. Dash in, dash out. And, we did just get the other attention. We can always go back to the other side of those containers if we need it, though. Which we may. And good. Use the iframes from the cut. And back off. Hey, we're not done here. We do have one of these smelter bots out in the corner, and he is actually guarding the one panel that's missing that's going to allow us to drop down onto that one item we saw. Now, let's just get some big damage going. Oh, but also some big damage on us, which is not ideal. Metavoltaic, and you're actually almost dead, so you know what? Just finish you. Perfect. And now, we're going to switch to the Volatile Spectre, and we know how to fight these guys, don't we? it is. Oh. It won't get old. It's not. Almost dead. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay. That was, I don't know if I misread that or if I just timed it wrong. Either one is totally possible. Okay. We're gonna play this game, huh? Not really a big fan. Okay, so he's actually using the electromagnet, just like we now have available on our own drone. Come on, buddy. Just work with me. I can always go back and use that med station if I have to, but I would rather not. Now, all we need to do, and there we go again. You see how my energy did just get refilled, even though I was on an injectable. And from my understanding, it's because I have full plasmic regenerator injectables. I don't believe you can actually go above what you started with. I could be wrong, but you guys can correct me if so. All right, so we're just going to go straight forward, drop down. Sustaining Array V2. We've already seen the Sustaining Array, but this is the V2, so this is going to slow energy decay by 50%. So remember just a moment ago when I was talking about an energy build? That could prove very, very effective in said build. All right. Now, I don't think we still need to use that med station. We might need to backtrack a little bit later on. Probably not, but just in case. Now that these guys are all dead, we can grab this. Another vital injection. This is actually another V3, so we can really start to stack some of the healing items. And trust me, after we beat this next boss, health and healing items are going to be quite important.
Have a problem? CREO is right there with us. We all share the same goal. Better tomorrow and a brighter today. And we'll achieve it. Together.
Thank you, Don Hackett. What would I do without you? No, really, what would I do without you?
Best time for a walk, is it?
Hey,
we've met before.
We have met before. In fact, I think you have my negotiator. I'd honestly like that back.
Done, guys. I was joking, you know. I mean, how could I forget my white knight?
So, do you have a plan, or are you just wandering around?
I haven't really thought it through. I just can't sit around doing nothing. I don't know about this blackout, but in that moment, I could feel them dying. Hundreds of them, screaming down the wire. I can't shake it. Like echoes in my skull. Like there's this voice inside of me. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but... all those people. There has to be a reason why we're still here. Don't you think it's our duty to stand up and do something? Anything!
Well, you've survived. That's better than most.
Oh, I can deal with a couple of psychos. But I have to thank you. You really helped me out there.
I need to go. See you around.
Try not to get yourself killed.
Now, if you didn't give Irina a staff earlier when you first met her, she will still appear here, but her quest is not going to go exactly as you may want it to. Just keep that in mind. She's not going to ask for it now, so if you didn't give it to her already, it's too late. In this room, we actually peered into this room earlier because on the other side is where the vending machine is, which is, again, why I said we shouldn't run back. But that glass case over there, oh, get excited. Please, please, please get excited. But before we get there, see this pipe? This might seem scary, but we are actually going to jump right to it. And the game actually does give you some leeway. It actually does kind of pull you onto the pipe, but try and aim it. Try and aim it. The Tactile Omni Boost V3. We've already seen the Omni Boost before, but this is even more proficiency. So, instantly, you will get more damage with one-handed, staff, or heavy-duty class weapons. Awesome. But, let's go ahead and get into that room because I am just so excited to get what is in that case. Nice big hit. And, wow, we're doing so much damage to him because of the fact that his leg is unarmored and the fact that we are using the counterweight. Not to... oh, okay. Well. There's the kill. Now, just up ahead is actually where the boss is. We're going to be going there momentarily, but not just yet because we want to go in here. Want to go in here and play around. By play around, I do mean deal with all these enemies. Alright, you keep patrolling. I would like to deal with this guy solo if at all possible. There we go. And get out. Careful. Oh, wasn't sure if that was actually going to protect me or not. And finish. Okay. No, oh, goodness gracious. All right, didn't handle that very well at all. Didn't handle that very well at all. Watch it. I think dealing with the flamethrower is a little bit safer, so to speak. We're just going to play it safe. Just dash in. Now he is going to run out of charges. There it is. Okay, switch back to metavoltaic. Oh goodness, they're hitting each other. That's great. That is great. So I guess that is a strategy. Good hit. Back up. So much damage. So much damage from this weapon. And get the cut. Perfect. Now I get to show you what is in this glass case. Something I've been very excited to get. We were looking at this from that side. I'm sure you probably remember. Just on the other side of there is the vending machine. But this is another exosuit. Okay, but we're just looking at it and no big deal. But what happens if we break it? We can now pick up the CREO EX02 prototype rig. This will give us 12 implant slots. Absolutely incredible. But in the words of all those infomercial people, but wait, there's more, because now we are right back in where the vending machine is. Let's go deal with all these enemies, and let's finally interact with that vending machine. And, you know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to grab the infra blaster to start pulling. Deal with these guys as quickly as we can. Oh boy. Come on. One down. Get another. Come on, I know you want to jump at me. I know you want to jump at me. I can see it in your eyes. No? Just that, huh? I can deal with that. Just a couple more and it's ours. Oh, I'm excited. I'm getting giddy about this. I really am. I really am. Oh, right. So this just happened. Now I've gotten them all, but we have a nice big area to work in. And if we can get one of them to charge, like the butterfly wielder. Back up. All right, they are now they're just getting confused and they're breaking aggro. What am I doing? You know, you just get excited for things and then it all goes horribly wrong. It all goes horribly, horribly wrong. Just a little bit further though, just a little bit further. All right. Watch it. It's a shame that these guys can't damage each other. Okay, back up, back up. Oh, really, really low on health. Starting to get a little bit too low. And you're just about dead. In fact, a drone will probably finish you. Not quite. Bummer. All right. Let's get the dash hit. Let's finish this, please. If I die now, I honestly am going to be extraordinarily sad, but that's it. Oh, I'm excited. Got our proficiency up to level 10, and now we can interact with the iron bar vending machine. All 5 coins are deposited. We just got the Iron Mouse armor. Not schematics, armor. We can look like a mouse. My goodness gracious. Also, go ahead and take a look at just how incredible this is, and borderline OP. It takes no core power whatsoever. None. And actually, that just put on the whole set for us. If we take a look, our defense is 82. Now, we have no elemental defense, so this is not going to be something we want to use against the next boss. But wearing a full set of Iron Mouse gear causes your drone's anti-kinetic shield to also greatly increase your stability. Now, we don't actually have the anti-kinetic shield yet for the drone, but when we do, this is going to be a lot of fun. Yes, we are the Iron Mouse. Fantastic. Now, we are almost ready to wrap this episode up. I know we're getting a little bit on the long side, but I just wanted to show off everything. So we're going to wear this just for the very, very brief remainder of the episode because I want to show you how to get back to the med station.
Hello, my friend.
Missed me? Who's that? Remember when I said you wanted another 10,000 the next time we meet Joe? Well, guess what? We have just that. And just in case I didn't have enough, I did leave some consumables. Now, I have a lot of them, but I did actually leave 5 of these specifically because that would have been the 10,000 needed. You can see I have quite a bit more than that.
I'm in need of your help again. Or rather, some of your tech scrap. I'll put it to good use. Promise.
You doing all right in there?
Still alive, if that counts. The dead will never know how it feels to be left behind, left alone. But I've still got a job to do, and with your help, maybe, just maybe.
You're needing a lot of tech scrap. What did you say you were using it for?
I didn't. I don't have the words. Maybe one day. Understand, my friend. I have a score to settle. Something I have to do. Because somebody has to care.
Well, in that case, here's 10,000 tech scrap.
I just hope I won't regret that.
You're doing the right thing. Trust me.
See you then.
You will. Be safe, my friend.
Until next time, Joe, off she scurries. Which is funny because we're a mouse and mouses tend to scurry. Anyway, running up these stairs, you can take a look. We are very, very close to the boss. In fact, if we take this exolift now, it is going to put us on the platform where we would jump off and actually fight the next boss. But we, unfortunately, are going to do that next time. I know that it seems odd to leave only the boss for the next episode, but trust me, it's going to make sense because when we get the next boss, there's a lot of things to talk about, there's a lot of things to cover, and then we're going to be going right into the next zone. But we can cross that bridge and look where we are. Right at the beginning of Material Depot. Right in the beginning of Central Production B. Right over there is where the security is. And actually, look, they are back, which is perfect. Because we beat another boss. At certain points in the story, they do come back. So I will be able to farm for the rest of the Gorgon gear. But back into personnel arrival. Back in the med station. And we can now talk to Sally. We can talk to Davey. And all of that is going to happen next time.
We need to talk.
I had fun this episode. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you did, please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you learned. If you have any tips and tricks, go ahead and share those, and I will do my best to incorporate them in the upcoming episodes as well. Thank you all so much for watching, but me and Iron Mouse, we'll see you next time.